So another question from the paper 2024 we are going to take. The question talks about the code of conduct and code of ethics. It mentions that although the code of conduct has been mentioned, but we have not specified the code of ethics for the bureaucrats. Now understand this. What is code of conduct? Code of conduct are certain do's and don'ts behavior which are written in the document. For example, All India Civil Services Code. Okay. Whereas code of ethics, it is a document about the expected behavior of a civil servant. For example, a civil servant must have empathy, high emotional intelligence, integrity. Okay, according to the question, let's see the three words over here: integrity, probity and transparency. So integrity is what you say and what you do. Okay, so there is similarity in this even when nobody is watching you. Okay, for example, Lal Bahadur Shastri, he had taken the responsibility when the accident happened, the train accident happened during his time as a rail minister, and without asking or without telling of anybody, he himself resigned. He was a man of high integrity. Remember, even when nobody is watching, you have that high moral turpitude. Okay. For probity, probity is basically a procedural integrity or a integrity in a professional sense. For example, आप किसी district के SDM हैं, right? So your wife will not use the car to go to the beauty parlor. She has to use your personal car, right? So it is said that probity in governance is when there is again moral uprightness, there is integrity, right? Also, the funds, there is no misappropriation of the funds. That means financial integrity is intact. Okay, and transparency, we all know, Right to Information Act has brought in the transparency and accountability into the system. Now let's get back to the question over here. So the question is talking about the code of conduct. So these are the directional documents, basically the rules of don't and do's. Okay, All India Civil Service Conduct Rule, Central Civil Service Rules, okay, Railway Rules. These have been specifically codified and mentioned. But what about the code of ethics? These are your aspirational documents. Basically, they are the primary values and the ethical standards. Okay. Also, in second ARC, Nolan Committee for the Public Life has mentioned the 7 principles a civil servant to have: selflessness, objectivity, integrity, openness, honesty, accountability and leadership. So these are required under the code of ethics. So code of conduct, they are addressed only to the employee in the organization, whereas code of ethics is publicly available, right? Since the code of conduct is available in the organization within the members, it is a legal crime. It is a penal crime. The member can be, the bureaucrat can be held accountable over here. Whereas this is just the moral guidelines and there are no penal provisions for this. Also, United Nations has given a document and an integrated approach where it talks about providing ethical training to the civil servants along with the public welfare campaign, okay, and there should be a credible public complaint system, independent disciplinary mechanism and institutionalization of various external and internal accountability measures. So this has been mentioned by United Nations, but in our second ARC, Second Administrative Reform Commission, in a report of refurbishing the administration, personal administration, it has specifically talked about comprehensive civil service code. Okay, the comprehensive civil service code over here. This has been given in 3 stages in the document. The first one is about the value and the ethical standards, which is mentioning empathy, emotional intelligence, integrity, such kind of values which should be present in the civil servant. The second one about the code of ethics, it is mentioned about the public service bill, right? And the third one, which has already been specified in the personal administration report. Now, the need of the hour is to usher into the era of the good governance, that we combine all these 3 together.